Hello, Jeff Helvin here with Ballen Brands, and today I want to talk to you about hyperlocal SEO. What is it? Why does it matter? How do we achieve it? So, walking into this, I've got my real estate website up here, and when we talk about SEO, we're talking about driving search engine traffic to not only our website, but just being present on the search engines for when buyers and sellers, in this case in real estate, are interested in purchasing a home. Now, in real estate, we have a lot to work against, such as the major corporations. We've got Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com. We've also got all of your large builders like Lennar and so forth. So hyperlocal SEO is more important to us because it's somewhere that we can still rank. It's somewhere that we can still achieve some sort of ranking on the SEO and getting some traffic outside of just your general real estate terms. Like in my case, I'm in Las Vegas. So Las Vegas real estate is a hugely competitive term. But if I can find more local type SEO, not just Las Vegas, but more drilled down into neighborhoods or making sure I show up in the local searches, things like that are going to help me go a long way. So let's talk a little bit about that. So what is hyperlocal SEO? So basically it's creating content around community specific searches. So this includes things like restaurants, schools, events. We want to stand out from the national sites. These are not that's not the type of content that, Zillow is producing. Now, there is, if we're just trying to go for best restaurants in Las Vegas, of course, there's Yelp and there's other services, TripAdvisor, things like that. And again, in real estate, we're up against things like Zillow for, homes in Las Vegas. So what we're really trying to do is be a little more authentic and make sure that we're offering a voice around the content. So on the real estate website we have here, we have a section called lifestyle. That's something that we promote. And in this case, I've got, the family side of Las Vegas, exciting adventures await. I also service the Boulder City area as well. I actually live in Boulder City, but I service the entire Las Vegas metropolitan areas. That's Las Vegas, Henderson, North Las Vegas, Summerlin, and of course Boulder City. But in this case, what we have here is hyperlocal content. So this content here just gives an example of like things to do in Las Vegas, right? Again, it's very general, it's very broad. We are talking about, Shark Reef and Adventure Dome, like things that are popular in Las Vegas as a whole. Now, I'm not likely going to rank just because I have this piece of content on my website. It takes more than that. We can't just write a piece of content and think everything is going to work out just the way it works out. So we have to pull in the other elements. So part of that is also our Google profiles. So if people are typically using, which Google still has a large stronghold on the search population. So if we look at Google, we want to make sure that we're represented there as well. So I have, in my case, my business profile page, the Google business profile page. And for me, it's my, just my name and realtor. That is my business for real estate. So with that, I've made sure that I've gone in, I'm collecting reviews on Google. I've got, my website linked up, and then hours of operation, my phone number, things like that. So these are all things that are important in Google, for Google searches. So if we want Google to find us or serve us as a good option to their visitors that are searching for certain things in Las Vegas, we need to make sure that we're here and we're represented. So it's very important to have that Google business profile. This is also a place where you can add photos, you can show your service area. I mean, there's a lot of different things, but really most specifically too, just getting reviews. Having these 5-star reviews on there is very important. And, the more that we can collect on those, the better. Now, I have had another spot that I had reviews. So right now I'm still building back up my reviews because I was using a different Google My Business as part of a team. And so this is just something you want to think about if you are on a team or if you, have a different business or you're part of a specific brokerage. We want to make sure that you're, setting up something that is your own also, or something that you're able to do. That way, if anything changes with the team or your brokerage or anything like that, it's still yours. But we want to keep that hyper local control, we'll call it. So how this works though, again, that's just another piece. So I've got a little bit of content. We've got your search stuff on here. We're getting reviews. These are all elements as part of your hyperlocal SEO. Now, the way this all works, again, and how it comes together is not just one piece. So I can't just have like a bunch of content on my website that looks great, or I can't just have a really strong Google My Business profile presence. I have to have a combination of things in order to really dominate and rank in the hyperlocal SEO. So some of those things include, again, the hyperlocal blogs, having your Google My Business profile page. We also want to have things like your IDX links. So in my case, if I go to locations, I go to Las Vegas, I've got price points. These are all IDX links that are pulling up homes for sale under this particular price point. I also have things like recently listed homes or just listed homes, recently reduced, open houses. These are all things that are contributing to, homes in Las Vegas, real estate in Las Vegas, and it's repetitive throughout the pages. This is all part of that hyperlocal concept. I also have, in our case, we have a lot of high rises in Las Vegas, so I've got a list of all the different high rise condos, and I can click on each one of those and get into those different properties that are available within that particular thing. Now, I could do even more with each of these by adding more content and talking more about Allure and how long it's been around, how many units are involved. So this is all part of that hyperlocal strategy. It's very important to execute when it comes to your real estate website. So other things like market reports, also, again, they're keywords or things that we're reporting. I'm using the tool, the IDX Broker tool. And if I go to, let's say, Las Vegas, for example, I've got like a little market report widget as well that that says how many listings are sold, how many new listings there are today, how many open houses. There is also a market report that I can click on that gives a little more information about this. Now, what this is telling Google is basically that, I know what I'm talking about, or I have valuable resources on the website for these particular things. And again, another step further really is to have a written market report. So if I were to spend a little more time and actually write what this means, that's even better. Okay, if I could actually have a page that says, in the current market, the average home prices are selling for this price, and what this means for buyers and what this means for sellers. These are all things that are ultimately helping generate more interest, showing Google again and other search engines, of course, that this is something of value that we have to offer our website visitors. So again, super important. We have to have the right structure. Your website, of course, has to be optimized for SEO, meaning quick load times, easy integration, easy navigation. We want to make sure, you have all of your locations and local areas that are all spelled out for you. We want to make sure we have your Google My Business profile in place and understand. That way, when people are doing things like real estate agent near me or searching for, Las Vegas real estate agent or things like that, or specifically if they're looking for you, maybe you're making a name for yourself and someone is looking you up online. We want to make sure your references are coming up. We want to make sure the stuff that you're doing is coming up above things like, again, Realtor.com and Zillow and your profile on those particular things. So Ballen Brands does offer some help with that. If you have troubles coming up with content, we do offer services, writing buyer and seller blogs, hyperlocal blogs. We can build out your IDX pages. We will write your market report for you as well. So these are all things that can be outsourced if it's not something that's natural or easier for you to do. So hopefully that helps you understand a little bit better. If you have any questions on this, hyperlocal SEO or your real estate website, anything else that we can help there, we're happy to answer your questions. You can email us at team@ballenbrands.com.